Hey guys, Renegade from T2G and welcome back. So today, I am here to show you the Ignis Wraith. This is my favorite primary of all time, if you guys didn't know. If you look at my statistics right here, load. Ignis Wraith, most used primary, 30,000 kills. And I only just picked it up probably like 4 months ago. So, I don't really play this game that much anymore. So, well, let's just give you a an idea how it functions without mods. So I have no mods on right now. It does about 25 damage. So it's a beam weapon, which means that it fires a flame that goes 18 meters, I'm pretty sure, and it can hit multiple enemies at the same time. If you look back there, all 4 of those enemies are being hit. It has infinite punch through. And sometimes it can even hit through walls. Yeah, it depends on the wall, though. It can't hit through most walls. Like, if the wall's too thick. Let's say I shoot it through here. No, it still doesn't work. Through, like, certain windows, it actually works, though. See, as you can see, it doesn't really do a lot of damage. This video is before Old Blood. I'm on PlayStation, so Old Blood has not come to this yet. I will show you how I will make another video about this after the Old Blood has gone through, which means I will have an ignis slot, because right now I'm using a utility mod on my build that I'm not using right now. And also the new heat proc system. So, let's dive into the stats. It has 100% accuracy. That doesn't matter. You can run heavy caliber on this. I would suggest running heavy caliber on this because it increases the damage by a whole lot. 17% crit and 2.5% status. Nice. 200 magazines, 100 more than normal Ignis. Really good 1.7 second reload. 29% status chance. And infinite punch through. This weapon is insane. And 35 heat at base. I said 25. The corrections, 35. So, on this weapon, and you mine 60 out of 60, if it's 30 out of 30, put an Orc and Catalyst, they're 20 plat, or you can get them from Nightwave, yeah. Plug in some basic mods. Serration for damage, split chamber, wherever split chamber is, for multi-shot, and of course, I'm going to call heavy caliber necessary for this build. As you can see, my heavy caliber and my serration are exactly the same, 135. If yours is maxed out, it's going to be doing a lot more damage than this. Then I suggest slapping on some crit with point strike and vital sense, bringing up to 42% crit chance. And also, if you have the ability with an R-Tax or anything, put on all the vigilante mods you can, so it'll give it a 20% chance to turn its crits into an orange crit, and yeah. It adds a lot of damage. Now, that's something I always use on these weapons. Then we're going to go for an elemental combo. I'm going against Grenier, so I'm going to use Corrosive. You can use you don't have to use high voltage, but I would suggest it. I'm going to be using it since I don't really have enough space for anything else. And the last slot is an option slot. You can either put in Vigilante Armaments, which is what I'm going to do after the update goes live, because I'll have the ignis slot, and the mod that I normally use in there is Sinister Reach, because I like using this thing in open worlds. But once that goes live, I'm going to put in Vigilante Armament. So not only is the weapon going to be a lot more powerful with 60% multi-shot, it's also going to have a fire damage proc is going to change. Now, this is the basic build. I'm going to go ahead and run Sinister Reach. If you guys are running Vigilante Armaments, you're going to see a much better results. But I'm just going to run Sinister Reach for now because it's the mod of my choice. So, same enemies as earlier. Let's just show you how it works now. Look at this. This is why I love this weapon. Look at that. Look at that damage. Look at that. Haven't even used, and also this weapon is incredibly ammo efficient. Just look at this. And I'm not even using Vigilante Armaments right now. Look at that. Like, what? What was that? Like, 73 shots for 8 level 160 crafted heavy gunners? That's pretty insane. And that's the setup I suggest. Now, You might be wondering, does gas work on this? Well, yes it does. This weapon you can use viral or hunt, like you can use hunter munitions and viral. Wouldn't suggest it. It's not one of the weapons that really works. Same exact basic thing. Some of the mods are moved around, except I'm now using thermite rounds instead of high voltage or yeah, high voltage. So test the gas out. I'm going to have to respawn these enemies, and I'm definitely going to spawn in some corpus later to show you how well this does against them. So against Grenier, the overlapping gas clouds will make it do so much damage. Look at this. Like, even with an element that does a really low damage to them, and with their high armor, you can still shred them pretty dang quickly. In fact, gas is actually better than corrosive and heat when you're going against a large group of enemies. When you're going up against a small group of enemies, however, well, they're about the same, actually. Yeah, they're actually the same. But when you're going, well, maybe a little bit less than that. Like, the gas and the corrosive are basically just as powerful, but the higher level those enemies get, the gas is going to be doing less damage, and you're going to want to go with corrosive. And plus, another thing about the corrosive build, once the new heat procs in the old blood system go live, you are going to be doing a whole lot more damage when gas doesn't let you do that. Now, just real quick, you might be wondering, how well does this perform against Corpus? Corrosive heat doesn't really do very good against Corpus, but the build I'm running right now, I'm just going to run level 100s because that's just a test, because it's the highest enemies that you will fight unless you're going endurance, which no one goes endurance anymore. Just look at this. What'd that take? Barely any shots? Like, that took like 22? That is just, dude, they're dead. There's no, like, there's like barely any weapon that can do the same thing. Even the Amprex isn't as powerful as this thing when you're fighting against a group of enemies. And I'm standing by that statement. Now, last but not least, let's get Mirage. And, bump this thing up as much as we possibly can with the Warframe buffs. I'm not going to be using any special arcanes because people don't really have access to those much, and I don't either. Corrupted. Level 100 Corrupted Heavy Gunners, and I will also bump up their level to the highest level I can spawn at the very end. Show you that it's still viable against crazy high levels. Clones. Eclipse. Look at this. Look at this shreddage. This gun deletes enemies from the face of the earth. Even level 100 enemies die like they're level 10. Well, no, level 10s get one shot. Like, probably level 50 with a basic build. But yeah, let's just bump these up to level 140 and just show you that I'm not joking. This thing literally can kill anything. And this is without the Old Blood update. This is before the Old Blood, and I'm using an option mod. I'm not even using the best build for this, and it still kills everything. This is insane. Once the Old Blood comes out, my build and my weapon is going to be at least 50% more powerful. Look at that. Just the killing power of this thing is insane. If you want my final words on this weapon, get it. It's literally, it should be either free or 5 plat from other players. This weapon is genuinely insane, and it's probably one of the best weapons in the game, if not the best beam weapon in the game. So, let's just do one last test. So that took about 73 shots with the corrosive heat against the Corrupted Gunner. So let's take the other contender, the Amprex, against same level 100s. Because just to do a control test. Just to show you what this, like, how powerful this thing is. Now, if I use Amprex, you'll see the enemies die a lot faster, but the true power of the Ignis Wraith lies in its infinite punch through. Now the reason why Ignis Wraith is so powerful is because it has so much punch through. See, it took about the same shots as Amprex, but still, Ignis Wraith is much more ammo efficient. And the true power of the Ignis Wraith lies in its infinite punch through. You can literally shoot through 50 enemies at once if they're all grouped up in an area. Like, well, let me just do one more test. This video is kind of running a little bit long. I don't want to keep you guys for too much longer. Let me just give you a test with Ignis Wraith with Nidus. Let me spawn in 20 of these turds and just see what this weapon can do. This is like, it's insane. This weapon is genuinely insane. Dang it. AI's pop. Look at this. I'm using gas right now, and it's going to be absolutely insane. Look at the shreddage. These are corrupted heavy gunners. These are like toxin that does less damage to them than anything else. Just look at this. This is insane. And with the new heat procs, this thing is going to be even more insane. This weapon has infinite punch through, which means it can hit infinite enemies if they're in the right area. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Get the Ignis Wraith, and I'll see you guys next time. Veronica.